Okay, everybody, welcome. So go ahead and grab your supplies if you haven't already. My blanket looks like this. You can grab something similar. I pulled one of my couch pillows. As you can see, it's pretty big. You don't want something that's as flat as like the average bed pillow. You're gonna want something that's like a little bit more firm so that you can get a little bit of elevation and still have a proper support. So it's more like a bolster. And that's about it. Playlist, if you guys were all able to get the email, the playlist link is in there. So you can just start it whenever. Now's a great time. Make sure it's not on shuffle. And I will do the same. I'm going to play mine in the subtle background. And I think we'll be close to the same page. As you guys can imagine, I love both Jill Scott and Erykah Badu. And when I heard that they were going to do some kind of like mashup collaboration, DJ set versus, I don't know what it is, but next weekend, I'm with it. And it just, I've been thinking about Mama's Gun, frankly, as one album that was having, I think, a 20-year anniversary coming up in the next few months. And so I was thinking about doing a Mama's Gun class. But then when I saw this Jill Erykah moment, I was like, let's do that. Let's go big. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for your donations. If you've already made them, if you're going to make them after, or if you're not able to make a donation today, thank you for your beautiful presence. I really appreciate you guys all affirming this practice and letting me be a part of your day and weekend and healing. So that's louder than I thought. Okay, Erykah. Okay, everybody, get your bolsters and go ahead and sit on top of it if you're not already. Try to find a cross-legged position, some kind of symmetry in your body. It doesn't matter which leg is in front for now. There's gonna be a lot of just like listening and letting your body tell you what your limits are. But the idea with this is that if your hips are elevated and you're in a cross-legged position, lifting your hips is going to let your knees start to descend a little bit. So you're going to want to tip the bowl of your pelvis forward, like you're kind of feeding someone else from that bowl, so that your spine feels like it's right on top, stacking. Let your head kind of find that top of your spine as well. And then start to let your eyes float closed. Begin to notice the air all around you. Notice its temperature and its weight, if anything. Imagine that air as a color that's washing over you. And then imagine a color that might feel a little better. And let that new color wash over you. Now begin to notice where the air becomes breath at your nostrils. Cool on the way in, a little warmer on the way out, filling you with life easily and effortlessly. On the roof of your mouth and in the back of your throat. Now begin to draw the breath a little bit deeper into your chest. As you inhale, let your heart rise like it's on a string to the sky. And then exhaling, let your shoulders fall back and down. Inhale through this top side of your lungs. And then exhaling, let your collarbones lengthen and broaden. Inhale again, heart rising. Exhaling, let your knees descend. Inhaling now into the rib cage. Let it open. Let your heart rise even higher here. And then as you exhale, let that rib cage close, protecting all these miracles happening in your body right now. Inhaling, let it open again. Breathing into the broadness of your back. Exhaling, let your shoulders again fall back and down. Inhaling into the rib cage and almost into the kidney space. Breathe deeply down. And then exhale, let your tailbone root down through that bolster and into the earth. Inhaling now into the belly. Let it expand between your thighs. And then as you exhale, start to draw the belly button in toward the spine, pressing out that last ounce of depleted air that might be clinging to you. Let it all go. To inhale even more effortlessly, breathe in to your belly, rib cage, heart, and then exhale completely. Inhaling again to your capacity. And exhaling in every direction. We'll open our practice today, bringing our hands to heart center for one Om, the sound of everything all at once, a little stillness in the chaos, and a call to the universe for a little help. Breathing in. Letting that Om resonate somewhere deep within you. Gently start to let your hands float back down to your thighs. Let your eyes start to flutter open. Begin to lift the corners of your mouth. Welcome, welcome, Erykah Yoga. That's not a thing. It's not a thing. But we're here together sharing this virtual space. And I want you guys to all listen to your bodies tonight. It's very easy to be present on our own mats, but you know, if you tend to get distracted, just, you know, dial it in. Also, if you want to sing along, baby, sing along. Because guess what? You already know. I will be. Yeah, it's chill. And you guys are all muted. If you also have anything that's going weird or questions, feel free to just unmute yourself, pop in whenever. I'm not going to have access to the chat because the computer's kind of far away for me. But that's it. Keeping in our open seat. If you want to switch the leg that's in front, you can do that. But everybody go ahead and bring your hands to face me. And then inhaling, just start to draw the arms up alongside the ears. Exhale, drop the shoulders back and down. Inhale, reach up through the pinkies, finding length. And then exhale, shoulders and knees descending. Inhale, reach up again through the wrists, find length on that side body. And then exhale, let the hands fall back down toward the shins. Let your elbows draw all the way back, heart opening here. And then inhale, bring it back. Exhale, shoulders falling back and down, away from the ears. Inhale, reaching up, find that length in your side body, almost your ribcage disconnecting from the pelvis there. And then exhale, drop your tailbone down. Good, inhale, reach up through the fingertips. And then exhale, hands falling back down toward the shins. Elbows back. And come on, bringing your arms right back up. Go ahead and grab a hold of your left wrist with your right hand. Inhale the left side up and up and up and up. And then exhale, let your body sink over to the right. Good. Inhale, lean back with that left shoulder. Maybe even take a look up toward that left arm. Exhale, drop the left knee. Let it soften toward the earth. Inhale, bring it back up. And then let both hands fall over to the left side. Right hand coming to the opposite ear. Good. Inhale here, right elbow up and up and up. And then exhale, drop right ear to right shoulder. Good. Opening the space on the side of your neck. Let your hand serve as a weight rather than pulling. Inhale, start to shrug the left shoulder up and back and down. Inhale it up and back and down. One more time. Opening the space for clear communication, this throat chakra. Opening ourselves to truth. Start to peel your chin away from the chest. Let this stretch migrate from the side of the neck around toward the throat. It's a super micro movement, but feel it in your own body. Breathe here in through the collarbone on the left side, the top of the lung. Open it up. And then gently start to lower the chin toward the chest. Letting that stretch now migrate toward the top of the spine. This is a place where we hold a lot of tension. Of course, holding back maybe self-expression, things we want to say, or things that are left unsaid, maybe things we're still processing. I know I'm not a clap back type of person. I need a process. I might write you a note. Gently start to lift your chin up, level it off, bring both arms up alongside your ears once again. Notice the difference in the size of your neck. And then use your left hand to grab hold of your right wrist. Inhale, reach that right side up, long, 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 and then sink over to the left side. Inhale, leaning back with the right shoulder. Maybe taking a look up toward, but anything that feels like a strain on your neck, just soften there. Even a strain on your eyes, changing direction. You can just edge right back out of anything that feels extreme for this restorative class. Inhale, bring it back up and let both hands sink over to the right side. Left hand coming across to the opposite ear. Reach that left elbow up and up and up and up, finding that length, and then exhale, drop the left ear to the left shoulder. Again, with that hand as a weight, opening the space on this whole right side of your neck, this throat chakra. As you exhale here, what can you release? What misunderstandings, what confusions can we let go of? Inhale, shrug the right shoulder up, and exhale it back and down. Again, inhale it up, and back and down. One more time. Inhale, oh no, sorry, we're not doing that yet. We're gonna first peel the chin away from the chest. Letting that stretch migrate from the side toward the throat. Super micro. Like your chin maybe only moved an inch. Who's counting? We're feeling it. Breathe into that whole right side lung. Let the collarbone lengthen and open, softening any tension that you notice here. And then exhale, gently start to drop the chin toward the chest, letting that stretch migrate around to the top of the spine. Notice any tension you might even be holding in your left shoulder, and let that go as well. Inhale, start to level out your chin. And bring both arms up alongside your ears again. This time, interlace your fingers and press your palms away from your body, up toward the ceiling. Good. Now even start to peel your pinkies back toward your head as the center of your palms reach up for the sky. Yes. Good. Try to draw your fingers close toward one another. Good. And then again, try to lift your ribcage up off your pelvis. Find that length in your side body. And then exhaling, let your tailbone drop down into that bolster once again. Yeah, nice, guys. Inhale here, reach, 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 reach. And then exhale, drop your palms to the nape of your neck. Inhale here, let your head sink back into your hands, heart lifting. Exhale, let your elbows pull apart from each other. Yeah. Good. Breathe in like through your armpits almost. Open up here. Let your little wings just spread. Dropping your tailbone. Relaxing any tension in your knees here. Notice your heart rise and fall with the breath. And then exhaling, let your chin drop toward your chest. Let your elbows come toward each other. Still sitting up nice and tall here. I want you to watch your heart rise and fall. And then press your thumbs into your index finger and almost begin to lift the skin of your head up. Opening that space at the back of your neck. Finding some length there. And then as your elbows draw together, also noticing the space behind your heart opening as well. Without judging it, notice the shapes of your body changing as you breathe. Inhaling, gently start to peel the chin away from the chest, elbows coming out wide apart again, head leaning back into your hands. And then level off the chin, press the palms up. And release your grip. And start to wind your arms, your wrists rather, in both directions, down as your arms fall back down. Good. So bring your palms again to face me, and then bring the fingertips down to the ground. Now, so this is going to be sort of a wrist opener, forearm opener, finger, hand. We'll see how it feels. But so with the tips of your finger down, we're going to start to lean the heart forward. So maybe the finger pads start to find the mat or the floor underneath you, one finger at a time. Go super slowly so that you can notice and feel each finger. As you get more contact with each finger on the floor, maybe you start to scoot your fingers in toward your legs as something might feel like, oh, no. If there's a breaking point also, just stop. For me, I like to enjoy this wrist stretch. So I'm gonna lift my butt off the mat as it starts to be like, nope. And then I'm like, oh wait, okay, there's some more room. So once my butt is off, I still have a little support there because my cushion is big. Let yourself start to lean from right to left here. If your palms are flat, try to also flatten your fingers. Press each one down into the floor and leaning from right to left, try to soften any tension that you might experience in your forearms, your hands or fingers. Noticing the difference between your dominant hand and we'll call it your submissive hand. Dominant, submissive. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else it could be. well, there is the flexible hand and the strong hand. That's maybe a thing. I think of my writing hand as the flexible hand. It can like do intricate stuff. My other hand is like heave ho, can lift stuff. Okay, guys, so start to wind your wrists around to face the front again, and then give them a little shake out. Cool. Nice. So we're gonna now move our setup a little bit. So climb on up onto hands and knees. Grab a hold of your blanket and start to unravel it into, I don't know, little 2-foot size, something that's gonna cover the width of your mat underneath your knees. So that when you're in hands and knees, you have this layer of blanket underneath your knees, much more comfy that way. Even if you do have a yoga mat, yeah, just try to keep it restorative in that sense. So my pillow is wide. It's almost as wide as my shoulders. So I'm gonna use mine long ways so that half of it is kind of hanging off my mat. But when I'm here in my hands and knees position, the edge of my bolster is like pretty much right under my face. And my hands are kind of like just on the edge of that pillow. Like my fingertips might be like just edging up into it. Mine is a little bit under even. Cool. So get comfy here. Take a look back at your feet and try to let them disappear behind your knees and behind your thighs. So we know your shins are parallel here in your tabletop position. So your fingers are spread out nice and wide apart. Your shoulders are right over your hands and wrists. And on an inhale, oh, I don't know if you guys can see. On an inhale, I want you to drop your heart down. And then on an exhale, push into your hands and push your heart away from the floor. This time, adding to that inhale, drop your heart, but lift your head and your hips. Exhale, rounding, push into your hands, heart pushing away from the floor. Let your gaze come in toward your thighs and knees. Inhale, bring it back up. Exhale, rounding. Maybe let your gaze come all the way in toward your belly here. Inhale, bring it back up. Exhale, rounding. This time, shake your head yes. Shake your head no. Let your neck be long and loose. And then inhale, lift it back up again for that cow pose. This time, as you exhale, let's just sink into your elbows. Let your hips fall from heel to heel. Let your ribcage do a figure 8. And dirty wine if you want to. Freestyle. For 4 breaths, connecting your breath to the wave of your body. And at the bottom of your 4th breath, go ahead and bring your fingertips up to your pillow, bolster in front of you, and start to walk your fingertips forward until the palms find the mat. Keep walking them forward until your forearms find that pillow. And then maybe the tip of your head will find the bolster. In this puppy pose, take a moment here to set an intention for your class today, an intention for this practice. Maybe it's just an offering to yourself. Maybe there's something new that you'd like to draw into your life. Maybe there's something that you've already started that you'd like to continue to nurture and grow. and magnetize. Or maybe there's something else, something you'd like to resolve or let go of. Let that start with one breath. Another moment with your intention. Breathe into it. Another moment with your intention. And then gently start to walk the hands back toward the feet and find them right underneath the shoulders once again. Give your tail a little wag here. And then start to lean the weight into the right hand, peeling the left hand up and open. Inhale here, and then exhale, drop the left hand behind the back waist, leaning back with that left shoulder. Inhale, reach the left hand back up. And this time, as you exhale, sweep the left fingers behind the right wrist and thread the needle. Walk those left fingers over and over and over to the right until your head, now you might have, I'm gonna have to move my bolster in toward me so that your head actually finds that bolster underneath you. Nice. Give your hips a little wiggle from left to right. And if it feels good, begin to walk the right hand forward up toward the front corner of your mat. Pressing the right hand back into the earth underneath the right shoulder. Start to sweep the left hand back up to the ceiling. Exhale, left hand falling behind the back waist again. Leaning back with that left shoulder for the open twist. And then inhale, reach the left hand back up. And exhale it down next to the right hand. Good, again, give your hips a little wiggle from right to left. And then leaning the weight into the left hand, start to sweep the right arm up to the sky. Exhale, let the right hand fall behind the back waist. Inhale here, leaning back with the right shoulder. Inhale, right arm coming back up. And then exhale, sweeping the right fingers behind the left wrist, creeping those right fingers over and over and over to the left until the right temple or ear finds that pillow beneath you. Thread the needle. If you'd like to continue to open into this twist, start to walk the left hand up to the left corner of your mat, the top left corner of your mat. Maybe even tenting the fingertips of the left hand. Slowly start to walk the left hand back underneath the left shoulder and press it into the ground to sweep the right arm back up. Exhale, right hand behind the back waist again. Leaning back with that right shoulder. Inhale, right hand up. And then exhale, right hand right underneath the right shoulder. Nice, nice, nice. So we're gonna now do, I think I wanna open up a little bit of the hips. So we haven't done this in other weeks, but I think it'll work out and serve everyone pretty well. So we're gonna scoot forward on our mats, and we're gonna bring your bolster right up to the very front of your right knee. So that's right up against that right knee. Now, if you have a second pillow that's available, maybe just grab it. Just grab it just in case, because I'm not sure like how we'll access this. I have another couch pillow. I'll demo it with one and with two. So the idea here is that we're gonna come back to tabletop, but with this bolster right in front of the right knee, both hands on the pillow in our tabletop. So you have some support underneath your hands. If this feels like not good on your wrist, you can always come to like actually fists and just come down onto fists for a little extra support. Cool. So from here, we're gonna lift the left knee straight out to the left and then bring it back down. Again, left knee coming straight out, and then start to draw that into some circles. Left knee making circles in one direction, and then maybe even in the other direction. Good. This is super good for your core and might feel like a lot. But start to bring that left knee up toward your left elbow, and then just drop the left heel wherever you find it. From here, start to walk your hands forward. Creep that left heel and toe forward, and then start to let your hips sink down so that your right thigh finds that bolster. Good. Hopefully your hands still have room on the pillow where you are. But you can also start to let your left foot and left toes hang off of the yoga mat, opening your left foot out to the left, maybe even letting your left knee sink out to the left as well. Inhale here and soften in your hips, letting them sink a little closer to the earth. And when you're ready, you can press into your hands and start to bring your hips back toward your heels, straightening out that front leg and even flexing that left foot. Inhale, try to find a little bit of a flat back here. And then exhale, let your heart sink down toward the earth. Inhale, bring it up, heart lifting, rebend that front knee. And then gently start to lift the left heel up and bring it back around to meet the right. Nice. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, cool. So we're gonna switch sides. Try to find your balance again if you've got, if things got uprooted or shifted. Depending on the size of your bolster, maybe try to center a little bit in front of the left knee this time. And then start to lift the right knee out straight to the right. And then bring it right back down. Good. Let that be controlled and come from your core, lifting the right knee out to the right. And now make some circles with that right knee. In one direction and then the other. Beautiful. Finding some stability, start to draw the right knee up toward the right elbow And then drop the right heel where it finds itself. Start to walk your hands maybe a hand length forward of where they were, inching and heel toeing your right foot forward. Let your right toes maybe splay off to the side, off the mat, and then start to lower your hips down, letting your left thigh find that bolster. If it feels good to let your right knees open out to the right, feel free to rest your right hand on that knee or inner thigh. If you're super open in your hips, you know, this could be some opportunity to like do a split or something. I don't know. I'm not so flexible. You know who you are. You might not be visible in a shared screen. Wherever you are, bring your hands back down and start to bring your hips back toward your heel. Straightening out that front knee and flexing the right foot. Toes coming toward your face. Inhale here up to flat back. And then exhale, let your heart drop down. Even subtly find the energy of bringing the right hip back in space here. Softening any tension that you feel. Bowing into this pose. Inhale, heart lifting. Gently start to rebend the front knee. If you had fists for stability, bring your fists back down. And press into your hands and let your core guide you as you lift the right heel up and bring the right knee back around to meet the left. Good. Come on back to sit on your heels. And we're going to start to move the props off to the side. Gosh, songs are so good. I love Jill Scott. Man, Erykah. Oh. Okay, so with everything off my mat, I'm going to want to sit right in the middle and just bring my hands right behind the backs of my knees. So go ahead and lift one heel so that your shin is level to the floor, and then switch. Good. We're going to do that again. If this feels good, continue. Now, we already started opening the hamstrings a little bit. If you'd like to do some strength type of stuff, you can always just bring both legs up at the same time. If you'd like to feel even stronger, you can always release your legs or extend your legs all the way up to straighten. Wherever you are, continue to breathe. Continue to lift your heart. And then as you exhale, let yourself roll back along one side of your spine and then the other. Massaging these huge muscle groups we have. At the back of our heart, at the sort of top of the hips on each side. Upper booty, that's a thing. It needs love. Upper booty needs love. ultimately find yourself on your back here. And let your heels find the earth. With your bolster, we're going to want it to be just outside of your right thigh. Good. Now inhale the left knee in toward your face. Hug it into your chest. And then place the left ankle on top of the right knee. Interlace your hands behind the right thigh and start to draw that right leg in toward you. At this point, the left knee is going to feel like it's actually pressing away from your face. Do your best to level both shoulder blades flat into the floor. Flex both feet. And exhale, gently start to drop the right heel back down to the floor. Start to edge the right foot over to the rightmost edge of the mat. And then let both knees sink over to the left side. Bring your hands up now so that your elbows are level to your shoulders and the backs of your hands are against the earth. Palms to the sky. And start to let yourself be flooded with peace here. Take one breath now to extend your peace to someone who doesn't feel peace right now. Someone who may be exposed to violence or fear or anxiety. Let your peace be big enough for the both of you. And then gently start to draw your knees back up. Hugging the left knee in toward your chest once again. Begin to extend the right leg to straighten and let it lie flat against the earth. With your left leg, we're going to let it cross your body so that your left calf is finding that bolster that you placed on the right side of your body. Maybe your right hand is actually even acting as a weight on top of your left knee. But go ahead and open up your left arm into a T shape. Keeping both shoulder blades flat against the earth, grounded here. And maybe let your gaze sink out to notice that left hand opening to the sky. So many of these songs I recognize as love songs. But one thing I've learned over the years is sometimes love song can be sung to yourself. And so now whenever I'm on my yoga mat, especially, all the love songs that I know every word to have sort of redefined themselves. And so a song like this, I have Is It the Way You Love Me? It becomes just so amazing. to consider all the ways that I've loved myself for now, who knows, 20 years since I first heard this song. Gently start to draw the left knee back in toward the chest. Hug the right knee in as well. And start to make some circles using your hands with your knees, gently massaging the lower back into the mat. And in the opposite direction as well. You can go ahead and start to move your bolster now over to the left side of your body, just outside that left thigh, left leg. And then start to drop the left heel down to the floor, right ankle coming up to the left knee. And then interlacing your fingers behind the left thigh and hugging that left leg in toward you while your right knee sinks away from your face. Noticing the difference between the two sides and softening into any tension that you notice and letting any judgment just dissolve. Gently releasing the left thigh, let that left heel find the mat again, and start to heel toe, edge that left foot out to the leftmost edge of the mat, or definitely outside of your left hip, wherever you are laying. And then let both knees sink over to the right side. Open your hands up to the sky, letting both shoulders lie flat and melt into the earth here. Take a moment to reconnect to the intention that you set at the beginning of class. Except this time, imagine it as if it's done. You did it, and it's done. It's done because you did it. It's happened. Do you breathe differently now that it's done? Are you kinder? Are you more self-assured? Do you feel more powerful? Do you feel proud of yourself? Now that it's done and you did it. Hold on to that feeling and then let your intention float back out into the world. And remember for a moment all the times you dreamed of the things that you have now, that you dreamed of doing the things that you have done. The times when you set an intention for all the things that you've become already. Bringing your knees back up. Start to hug that right knee in toward your heart. Let your left leg extend down, flattening it, extending it into the earth. And then slowly start to let the right knee and leg sink across the body till that right calf finds that bolster and gently rests on it. Again, opening both arms, but especially the right. Let your gaze look out to that right hand facing the sky. Your right hand might serve as a weight on top of your left hand might serve as a weight on top of your right knee. Let yourself start to feel the sparks of something like love inside yourself. Just flickering at first, but then fluttering like butterflies, filling you up. And then engulfing you entirely. The swarm of love. Let it consume you and continue to grow. Let it grow and radiate. Let it grow to take in the whole room that you're in. Let it grow and pulsate and glow to take in the whole block. Let it start to find each other and envelop this moment together. And as it grows and continues to radiate, let your love be big enough for the whole world for one breath. And then slowly and surely bring it back, reeling it back in, recoiling it in and in and in and into your heart as a little seed right where it started, but now knowing how big it can become. Start to hug that right knee back into your chest. Bring left knee up to meet it. And again, make some circles with your knees in one direction and then the other. And then separate your knees. Bring your feet toward each other and reach through your knees to reach toward your feet. If you have access to your shins, grab at your shins. If you can reach farther to your feet, reach for the outer edges of your feet, and then start to separate your legs here. Drawing your heels away from your butt, and maybe even letting your knees come in toward your armpits. Again, continue to try to sort of flatten both shoulder blades onto the earth, and even consider drawing your tailbone down toward the floor. Let yourself rock a little bit from right to left here. If your hamstrings feel up for it, you can always start to extend one leg to straighten, and then the other. Maybe wrap your two peace fingers around your big toe, extend both legs out to straighten. And when you get good and ready, start to draw your heels in back toward each other. Let your hands come to the outsides of your knees. Let them press together again. And then hug your knees. Hug yourself. Let your third eye come in toward your knees. Let yourself be a little seed of yourself. That loving seed. Ready to sprout into something bigger and more beautiful and more expansive than you could ever imagine. Blossom into Shavasana, extending both legs out to the outer edges of your mat, letting both hands open toward the night sky. If you have any layers that you'd like to replace, feel free as the body tends to cool. Wherever you are, start to let your heels descend into the earth. Let your ankles be heavy. Relax the backs of your knees. Let your hips be heavy with love. Let your hands fill with warm sand sifting through your fingers. Remembering the earth, this planet that supports you day in, day out. Relax your forearms. Let your rib cage melt into the earth like there's warm mud beneath you, receiving you. Your shoulders sink into it. Relax your neck, your jaw. Relax your tongue and lips. Let your eyes sink a little deeper into your head, with your eyelids heavy to tuck them in. Relax your brow. Let your ears sink a little closer to the earth, and let everything go. Gently begin to notice the air all around you, and entering to become breath. Cool on the way in, a little warmer on the way out. Along the roof of your mouth and in the back of your throat, filling you with life easily and effortlessly. Begin to bring signs of that life into your fingers and toes, into your ankles and wrists. When you feel ready, start to stretch your arms up overhead and extend the body long, right leg long, left leg longer. And then draw the knees in toward the belly and let yourself rock over to one side into a sort of fetal position. Stacking knee on knee, ankle on ankle, shoulder on shoulder. Take a moment here just to appreciate this time of transition so that we can bring the flexibility, the comfort, the courage, the curiosity, and of course our intentions with us off the mat and into the world, where all these things are still so needed. Placing your hands on the ground in front of your heart, start to press yourself back up, keeping your eyes closed, into a sort of comfortable seated position once again. When you arrive, bring your hands to heart center. Let your fingers spread out nice and wide to receive, amplify, and project this amazing energy that's swirling through you right now. Let your chin drop to your chest and take a moment to thank yourself for nurturing and growing this amazing energy tonight. Thank your body for serving you so well for all these years, taking you everywhere you've ever been, giving you every gift you've ever received, and constantly healing even now. Now find one more thing to be grateful for. Gratitude is so amazing because as soon as we make a little time and space for it, it just rushes in. It's like a flood, and we can never think of just one thing to be grateful for. So keep this gratitude practice with you as you move through your week. We'll close our practice together with one silent Om, inhaling with the happiness that gratitude so often brings. The light and love that is me sees and knows and honors the light and love that is you. Namaste.